One on this book, The Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book was written by Robert T. Kiyosaki, one of America's wealthiest businessmen. This book was born out of his personal experience, the rich dad, poor dad story. He had two fathers, the poor dad and the rich dad. Now, Onwankasa biological father no was the poor dad. And another for Mike, a father no was the rich dad. Now, when you study this book, near now person can answer Onwankasa biological father now a poor dad no. He was an academician. Academic intelligence, now he was rated high because he has learned. All the time, advice our man say, go to school, get a certificate, get a good job, and you'll be rich. But or study the life of the father. With that advice, now the man, we said the father, no, he was lacking something because upon all the advice he was giving to him, Kiyosaki, no, the father was struggling financially. But obie nani a ohun say nadam for Mike ne father now no onku school enko anim sa no, he was financially free. Enti a man nya doubt, and that is how this book was born. So the book was born out of his personal experience of these two dad. Ono ankasa biological father no, ono friend poor dad no, ana Mike ne father now ye financially free no, ono no friend no rich dad, because ohun say there is something wrong somewhere, because ne father no biological father no advice on money now say go to school, get a certificate, get a good job, you'll be rich. But the father who was advising him, he was struggling despite all the academic intelligence. But the other one, Mike ne father no, the rich dad no won't go school but he was financially free. It means that there was a clash of these two mindsets, and then this book was written. He wrote this book. Now, there are 5 lessons. Lesson number 1, the rich don't work for money. Their money rather work for them. This is how the cash flow quadrant was born. We have the employee quadrant. People who have been employed. One now will be a for a juma, whether the government or private institution. Now you at the end of every month. That's the employee quadrant. Those people are trading their time for money. Then we have the self-employed quadrant. People who are doing their own business, their own work. They control their time. When they are tired, they can rest. But they are also trading their time for money, because every income that is coming to them is around their active involvement. It means that when they are sick, money will stop flowing. And the employee quadrant and the self-employed quadrant, these are two kinds of people who are trading their time for money. Then he talk about the business quadrant, where you have built a system that the system can operate without your active involvement. Then the investor quadrant, where you send your money on assignment for a return. So lesson number 1 is that the rich don't work for money. Their money rather works for them. So the rich, they are not in the employee quadrant or the self-employed quadrant, but rather they are in the business quadrant with a system, or the investor quadrant. You see, you can be in the employee quadrant and still have a business with a system created. You can be in the employee quadrant and still have an investment with an establishment. You can also be in the self-employed quadrant and still have a business with a system created. You can also be in the self-employed quadrant and still have your money in an investment. I believe you will get what I'm saying. But these are the 4 quadrants. So the rich don't work for money. Their money rather works for them. So when they are even asleep, they are still making money. That is lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, understanding assets and liabilities. Assets is anything that put money into your pocket. Liabilities is anything that take money out of your pocket. What you need to understand is, sesikaba on semwa, the oldie sikano no, and the chese obey na se unye. Anytime you get money, anytime you receive an income, what you are going to do with the money, and the bet whether you are going to prosper or not. If you use your money to buy assets, things that will add money to your pocket, then it means that you have a rich future. You are going to create wealth. But if you use your money, your income, to buy liabilities, the things that take money out of your pocket, then it means that you are going to struggle financially in the near future. So lesson number 2 is understanding asset and liabilities. So smartphone can be an asset. It can also be a liability. Ask yourself, Is your smartphone giving you money or putting money into your pocket or taking money out of your pocket? Your car can be a liability and can also be an asset. Ask yourself, is the car helping you increase your income, or the car is taking money from you through expenses and fuel and the rest? If your car is bringing money or putting money into your pocket, then that car is an asset. But if your car is taking money out of your pocket without increasing your income, then it means that the car is a liability. So lesson number 2 is understanding asset and liability. Asset yadia odi usika toa ediska bro. Liabilities yadia otoa ediska through nsem. The choice is in your hands. That is lesson number. Lesson number 3. Financial education is power. Well, we say we have academic education. This is where you sit within the 4 walls of the school system, where you are taught based on the curriculum. At the end of your journey, you are examined, certified with a certificate. I believe you are getting that. That knowledge you are getting within the 4 walls of the school system is academic education. The calculus, the forest metallurgy, the ceramics, the things you are learning, the matrices, all these academic education. But financial education is power. Financial education is understanding the language of money. Money has a language. You must know what you call an asset. Asset is anything that put money into your pocket and appreciate in value. Liabilities is anything that take money out of your pocket and also depreciate in value with time. You must understand what you call active income. Active income is the income that comes to you as a result of your active involvement in what you are doing. Passive income is the income that comes to you as a result of system building. When you build the system can work for you. We have what you call cash flow, the lifeblood of business. Sika eye moja. So the money that comes to you and leaves you is what we call cash flow. Now, if the money that comes to you is more than the money that leaves you, then you'll be able to create wealth. But if the money that comes to you is smaller than the money that leaves you, then it means you are going to struggle financially. So financial education is power. Understanding the language of money. What is asset? What is liability? What is passive income? What is active income? What is cash flow? When you understand these financial terms, you will have that power, because financial education is power. This is lesson number 3. Lesson number 4, work to learn. Don't just work to earn. Now, when you are working, you have to equip yourself with skills. As you are working, you must be able to learn on the job. You must be able to learn on the work. Not just the money you are being paid. Not just the money you are being paid, but you must work to learn. Learn a skill, equip yourself with the right skills that can build your capacity in the near future. So whatever work you find yourself doing, learn the work, get the skills in the work, not just the money. So do I do into scanners? You will not be able to build experience from that work. And if you lose your work, if you are retrenched, you will not be able to survive, because you just work to earn, but not just to work to what? To learn. I believe you are getting that. Lesson number 5, fear control many people. Fear is the reason why many people have not succeeded. Fear is the reason why many people are still going back in life. Fear of failure. There are people that fear that they will fail. You see, failure is an opportunity to learn. When you are doing something and you fail, it gives you an idea that there is something you did wrong. You go back and learn from that failure, and you'll be able to do it better the next time. You see, the school system frowns on failure, but in reality, you must fail to learn from your failure. I believe you are getting that. So the fear of failure is the reason why many people have not been able to make it big in life. These are 5 lessons from this book. If you are blessed, if you have learned, let me see it in the comment section. God bless you. Share, comment, and follow for more.